Welcome back to the ETF Inspector. It's Friday, October 24th, getting close to 7:30 at night, and this is our daily recap video for our three YieldMax weekly paying funds. First is ULTY, the Ultra Option Income Strategy Fund. Next is LFGY. It's a portfolio option income fund for crypto. And then finally, SLTY, the Ultra Short Option Income Strategy Fund. Reverse strategy of ULTY, but not the inverse of ULTY. It's using different underlyings. If you don't already follow me on X, please do at ETF_inspector1. I don't do anything other than posting related to the channel and the ETFs, the video, and thanking people for their support. I forgot to mention we're so close to 5,000 subscribers, so if you're not already a subscriber, please click the button, subscribe, turn on the notifications, all that good stuff. It doesn't cost anything, and it helps me out. Start off with thank yous. I'd like to do that first. And in yesterday's version of this video, Mig's Room, who has a YouTube show himself with a couple other of his buddies. So if you don't already follow him, go give him a like and a subscribe. But if you got a free membership yesterday, it likely came from Mig's Room. He did a gift of 50 of them yesterday. And then not too long after that, Toxic J did it too. Toxic J 25, also known as Josh, who has supported the channel before as well. Migs has too. Both guys support the channel a lot. So he sent out another 50 in ETF Inspector gift memberships. So I got a couple comments today thanking me for the membership. It was not from me. It's from these two guys. So these are where the thanks are owed. So hop in the live chat. You'll usually catch them in there and give them a thank you. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at how the market was today. It was nice for the most part. ULTY got a little recovery going at one point up to 510. That was real nice and exciting, but still closing at 504, up 1.2%. And that was definitely a little bit of relief after how low we dropped on Wednesday, Thursday. So then we'll look at all the individuals on the spreadsheet, but it is Friday, so we're looking to just find out how much money we made and get out of here, get our weekend started. We'll get into more details later. LFGY, just another wonderful day, 2.5%. Very nice bounce off of that low on Wednesday. So down for the week, but let's see. What did we started at 37.10, down, what's that? 87 cents, but 57 or 58 of it was the distribution, so not bad at all. And big picture, let's see. For the month overall, they are up 1.6%. 3 months, we just have a real high time back in July, making that look bad. But hey, if it bounces back and forth here forever and just keeps on paying out distributions, that's great. And then if most things recovered today, then SLTY's going to get trashed, and it did, down 3%. They're having a rough time. But they were working out well early in the week as things were dropping, but as soon as things recovered, they tanked. All right, we'll start with the trades in ULTY. There was no shares trading hands. It was just closing out and rolling of all of our collar strategies and put spreads. So again, it's Friday. We're not going to the level of detail because we've got a Sunday video where we look at every single line item to see how we stand for the next week. So a firm rolling to next week cost $647,000. Bitmine immersion, $520,000 credit on the roll. Coinbase was up big time today, so that cost us almost $3 million rolling those positions out to next week. Galaxy Digital, this is the put spread. Close that out for a win. As you can see, basically paying 15 cents to close out the puts, collecting 5 for the other end of the spread. So really only paying 10 cents to close out puts, and then getting $2.23 on the other end. Got to pay $1.50 for the other part of the spread, so it was a basically 73-cent credit and 10-cent debit. Then they went ahead and closed out a portion of that for some reason. Hims and Hers had a $5,000 debit on the roll to next week. Robinhood brought in $810,000. Lucid Internet Group, it was a $2 million credit. That's a nice one. Basically, most of that $1.5 million of it came from selling of that protective put. So obviously their share value dropped throughout the week, and the puts kicked in and saved the day. MSTR rolled in next week, brought in $548,000. Palantir, $1.7 million loss. I hadn't looked them up. Did they have a big day today? Up 2.3%. Okay, so that took them obviously beyond the sold strike. Quantum Computing brought in $1.6 million rolling to next week. Rigetti brought in almost $3.2 million on the roll. Look at 2.3 of that is that protective put. Rocket Lab cost $2.3 million. So obviously share price ran beyond the sold strikes. Rocket Companies cost $4.5 million. New Scale Power brought in $2.1 million. Again, rolling the next week. Everything's rolling the next week. It doesn't look like anything's going out to a farther date. Symbotic brought in $1.6 million credit on the roll. And Upstart had a credit of $576,000. So all in all, it resulted in a $2.2 million credit on the trading week. And if you look, we haven't seen this very often. Every single day we were in the positive on options trading, and that will definitely be more than enough to pay the distribution. We will have to go back. I'll go back before the Sunday video and take a look at if we sold any shares, seeing if that would have resulted in a gain or a loss. I might not be able to be perfect about it, but if we didn't trade any shares all week and we just did options, then this is definitely 100% income and 0% return of capital, what it'll come out as. But we will see. And on the other side, we've recovered $56 million in our share value. So basically, Thursday, Friday recovered from Wednesday's drop. Tuesday dropped worse than Monday. So it's just that difference there is how we moved down for the week. All right, looking at the holdings within the fund. Again, we're just going to go through and just say how they did. We don't care about any of these options now because everything for 1024 no longer exists anymore. No point in putting orange all the way down the screen like we do on every other day because we're going to update all these holdings before the next video where we look ahead. So Affirm was down 0.2%. Bitmine was up 2.25%. Cipher Mining, the big winner today, up almost 20% on the day. They are a very small percentage, only 1.8% of the money in them compared to all the other underlyings, but still resulting in an $8.5 million increase. Coinbase, almost a 10% increase. So we were able to capture some, but not all of that. But these obviously went in the money. Same thing here. Able to capture about 7% of it on half these Cipher contracts and about 9% on the other. CoreWeave up almost 7.5%. That took their calls into the money. They have already been rolled the next week, though, so we'll see about that. Galaxy Digital closed at 39.82, so nowhere near those short puts. I think I missed cash, $52 million. First American government obligation funds, $388 million. Hims and Hers was up 0.5%. Robinhood was up 4%. Iron up over 12%. Again, these have already been rolled. Lucid Group down 0.9. MP Materials Corp up almost 3.5%. they were already rolled anyway, but stayed out of the money. MSTR up almost 1.5%, still ended out of the money. Palantir up 2.3. Half of these were already in the money when the day started, so we missed out on a portion of that, but the other half ended out of the money, so that worked out well. Quantum down 2.5%. Rigetti down 1.9%. We talked about those puts. We cashed them in for a nice chunk of money. Rocket Lab up 1.5%. About half of them were already in the money. The other half ended worthless, so we got to capture half of that. Rocket Companies, 1.5% increase. I should go through too. Hey, all the sold puts throughout the week that helped pay for the protective puts ended out of the money, so they were all just free money. All right, we just talked about Rocket up 1.5%. New Scale Power up 0.37%. Soundhound down 1.4%. Symbotic was the big loser, down over 4%, and Upstart increased by 1.1%, resulting in a roughly $56.5 million increase in the value to the fund. Yesterday, the sell-off continued. People sold 19 plus million shares out of the fund, closing out, dropping the outstanding shares to 545,500,000. We started the day with a NAV of $5 even, and we went up to $5.05 on the day. 2.7 billion in assets under management, and we all got our 9.03 cents per share yesterday. I've been hearing a lot of people saying they didn't get it or they don't have access to it, so I don't know what's going on there, but I got mine. All right, next up we got LFGY, another good day for them as well. So options trading, on the trading side anyway, no shares, just closing and rolling of positions. Now, they don't do a collar strategy, so there's no protective puts that we get to sell for big money on anything that dropped. We're just closing out our calls. Core Scientific had a $7,000 credit. Circle Internet Group cost $254,000, and that all happened today. Circle had a big day, up 9.3%, taking their calls into the money by 7.7%. So they were on track to expire worthless, and then on the last day cost a bunch of money. Happens to me all the time with my options trading. GameStop brought in $74,000. HUT cost $323,000. MBTX, this was the second half. They closed out a portion of this yesterday or the day before. The other half brought in another credit of $116,000. Mercado Libre must have run. Oh, we talked about that yesterday. Ran up past its strike, so that cost $63,000. Nvidia cost $7,000. PayPal had a credit of $55,000 on their roll. Riot cost $572,000, and XYZ cost $160,000. So they were on track for a very nice trading week, and then gave back most of it on Friday. $1.1 million debit or loss on the options trading day. It's going to go with a $10 million increase in the value of the shares. They're going to end up positive overall for the week for share value increases. That's unrealized, of course. That's just totaling up what the change in market value on each of the underlying shares themselves. It doesn't take into account how much the options moved in price. Bitmine on the holding side up 2.25%. BitDeer up over 7%. CleanSpark up 9.5%. Got a bunch of 9%ers. Skip the cash, 2.7 million. 9.8% increase on Coinbase, 7% increase on Core Scientific, 9.3% on Circle. iShares Ethereum Trust up 1.7%. First American Obligation Funds, government, I don't know, I can't talk, $640,000. Not much on the sidelines. Galaxy was up 3.16%. GameStop might have been the only decrease, 1.46% drop, and that actually worked out bringing their calls out of the money. They were in the money before the day started. What do we see as far as a GameStop? Yep, we got a credit. Bought the close for 5 cents, so that timed out perfect. Robinhood up over 4%. We had all those 9%ers. None was the big winner because Hut 8 Corp went up 17+%. iBit was up 0.4%. No options there, just the shares. Mara went up 1.6%. MBTX increased a little to 261. We saw the 349 contracts get closed out for the 24th for a win. Mercado Libre was up 0.6%. Strategy up almost 1.5%. NU down 1/3. Nvidia was up 2.25%. Opera was up 1.1%. PayPal just barely increasing by 11 cents, 0.16%. Riot was up 4.5%, and Block was up 1.25%. So that's how your share values of the underlyings increased by 10 million. Assets under management, 222 million at the start of the day. Outstanding shares, 6,325,000. When the day started, the fund was worth $35.17 a share. That's what NAV is. And the share price closed at $36.25 after the nice increase. You should have got your 57.85 cents per share yesterday. And hopefully you used it yesterday, because I bought shares at 34, maybe like 34.10 yesterday. And then I wanted to buy some more today, but I'm not paying $2 more the next day. So holding on to it. We'll use it another time. Wait for another dip. All right, finally, we go to SLTY. Last and least, SLTY. Finally said it right. So the big thing, we're just going to talk about some quick numbers. They started shorting Align Technology. That's a new one to the fund. And they closed out their short of United Airlines. So they're not shorting them anymore, and they closed out all their options. Selling the reverse collar brought in 13,000 on Align. And then everything else is just going to be rolling to the next week. ASTS bringing in 21,000. BitDeer credit of 44,000. Circle $13,000 credit. Enphase Energy almost $13,000 credit. IonQ brought in 23,000. Katos, why can't I think? Kratos. Yeah, Kratos Defense. $9,000 credit. Nebius Group 21,000 even. Reddit 20,000, RH 15,000, and United Airlines. This is not a roll. This is closing the options to go with the fact that we stopped shorting them and taking them out of the fund. That cost 11,000. So all in all, it was $184,000 credit or surplus on the options trading side. And it goes with a share value decrease of 722,000. All right, we're not going to go through all these. So Advanced Auto, I believe, were the only thing in the entire fund to decrease. Yep. So they went down 0.8%. So this is the portfolio or fund of all the things that they think are bad and going down, and only one thing in the entire holding was negative. So that's the only thing that went in their favor. Everything was up, and Nebius Group was up a lot, 10.5%. So that's how they dropped in value by 722,000. Assets under management, 17.5 million, 450,000 outstanding shares. Started with a NAV of 38.94, closing at 37.87. They paid 62.62 cents per share. Nice, getting this video done in under 20 minutes. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate all the likes, shares, and comments. Let other people know if they got any of these funds or the $1 billion club. I don't think it's caught on yet. People were looking for in-depth daily coverage and even asking for it. So let's spread the word so they can come join us. So, all right, I got a dad joke of the day and then get you onto your weekend. So I'm sure you guys have all heard about Albert Einstein. He's a genius. His brother Frank, complete monster. Frank Einstein. All right, have a good weekend. I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you.